we will set up a public defender's office, or PDO, to provide criminal legal aid. It will be fully funded by the government. The government will continue to work with CLAS. They will deal with some criminal cases. This will also help to preserve the pro bono spirit of the legal fraternity, which has been a key pillar of legal aid. The PDO will be established as a department under the Ministry of Law. This is similar to the Legal Aid Bureau now and the Insolvency and Public Trustees Office. It will be headed by a Chief Public Defender, call him CPD. We will adopt a hybrid model of criminal legal aid. This is similar to some of the common law jurisdictions that I spoke about earlier. It means that the PDO will have full-time lawyers as employees of the PDO, and they will take on cases as public defenders. The PDO will scale up over a period of time. The public defenders will take on all of PDO's cases in the early years. At a later date, the PDO will begin outsourcing some cases to a panel of qualified lawyers. Let me now move on to what types of criminal cases the PDO will cover. We have decided to enhance coverage both in terms of income and the type of offenses covered. Currently, CLAS covers up to the 25th percentile of resident households. Our assessment is that we should increase this to the 35th percentile. So we plan to increase income coverage from 25th percentile to the 35th percentile of resident households. This raises the per capita household income cutoff from $950 to $1,500. This means more Singaporeans, needy Singaporeans who require the services of a criminal defense lawyer will be covered. Second, we will expand the type of offenses covered. And it's easier to explain that, illustrate that by saying what types of offenses will not be covered. We will not be covering regulatory offenses such as traffic summonses and departmental charges. We will also not be covering offenses under 9 pieces of legislation whose primary purpose is to deter specific behaviors. These are gambling and betting, organized and syndicated crime, and terrorism. Offenses under these acts bring about significant negative externalities to society, and public funding, I think, will be difficult to justify being used towards defending such cases. PDO will also have the discretion to exclude cases where, if the CPD thinks that the representation may not make material difference to the case's outcome, they will have to apply a strong means test approach. This includes cases involving offenses with established sentencing frameworks. Of the newly eligible persons who will benefit from expanded coverage, 60% will likely be litigants and persons, meaning that the impact on paid work for lawyers should not be substantial. So we will have to be careful about the cases the government funds using taxpayers' money. In other jurisdictions, expansions in coverage contributed to higher costs, and we will have to be very careful to try and not strain the public purse. We intend to put in place measures to try and ensure that aid is given only in deserving cases and try and ensure that the costs of criminal legal aid remain sustainable.